A whistleblower's come forward with information about the negligence at Abbott that helped create the baby formula shortage. Abbott is getting all this attention, but Nestle is really the biggest manufacturer.
Yeah.
And Nestle, we know, you and I have done a dozen stories on Nestle. They are complete psychopaths.
The worst corporation on the planet.
There's no, actually, they may have been voted the worst. They certainly come up in the first 5 every year when we look at their conduct. But pick it up from there, pick up that first part of the story.
Yeah, so what we know now is that obviously there were major problems at Abbott's processing facility, their packing facility, where they packaged all the baby formula, shipped it out to the United States. And this was a plant in Sturgis, Michigan. They had a massive bacterial outbreak that actually killed 2 babies that were drinking their formula. And a whistleblower came out months ago, before there was this shortage, and warned regulatory agencies they're covering up their data, they're lying to you, they're falsifying records, they're doing all of these horrible things. They fired me for calling them out on it, so you've got retaliation there too. Do something because they're killing babies.
Yeah, I mean, the list comes right out of the book. Here's what they found them doing. As you said, completely falsifying records, making stuff up and saying we did these tests when they didn't do it. Releasing untested infant formula. There's steps they have to go to before the end product is released. They didn't do that. FDA the 2019 audit, FDA got hustled. Of course, the FDA always gets hustled. It's not anything to pull the wool over the FDA's eyes. The list is, at this point, has been out there since February of the things they haven't done. Now, again, the problem with this, though, is that it ties into the whole thing we started this conversation about. It's just easy to talk about. Abbott's not going to take the hit here. You have the Democrats trying to put it on Abbott. Really, the problem I'm wondering about, and this hasn't been discussed, this all seemed to start when a couple of things happened. When the major lawsuit that we brought and some other lawyers brought in this country against the formula industry for what they call NEC. It's where a preemie baby drinks the baby formula, shouldn't be given the baby formula because it's a cow's milk based, and the enzymes cause their intestines basically to disintegrate, and the baby dies a horrible death. And you're wondering, and this is a serious question. This is not conspiracy stuff because we've seen industry do this before. Is the industry now saying, hey, you can't live without us? How dare you bring this lawsuit? It's a big lawsuit. It's one of the biggest in the country right now. And it's been brought in what they call an MDL. And we've seen it happen with other products before. We've seen it happen with pharmaceuticals, where they say, you're going to attack us? Great, we're going to make the pharmaceutical disappear. What is your take on that? Is that overreaching? Because that's not just my theory. That theory's, writers have talked about this.
I think it's very plausible because right now these manufacturers of these baby formulas have the upper hand. And to be perfectly honest, they have had the upper hand since about 2014. They put together this Infant Nutrition Council of America.
Yeah.
They got their regulations weakened, allowed to do all kinds of things without tests. So they have been exerting their power for many, many years. And now that there is this shortage, everybody's begging them, please, you have to save us.
Save us.
They get to emerge as heroes when they're actually the villains. Democrats can't package that in a 15-second ad. Republicans have their messaging. The truth gets buried.
And
it's terrifying.
The corporation takes, we pulled that over them because now this lawsuit that's been brought. Now understand, they've known for decades that the product they were selling was killing preemie babies. And it's not just this is where I read a story where the nurse had to leave her job taking care of the NEC babies that were affected by this formula because she couldn't stand the screaming. And they have to basically keep them completely sedated the last days of their lives because it's so painful. So I don't know where this is going to go. I do know that it doesn't bode well for this administration. They've got to dig themselves out of another problem, along with inflation, along with gas, along with a pending recession potential, along with the border issue. They now, on top of that, they got to deal with this. And it's like that last straw on the camel's back, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, when you're talking about babies, when you have these kinds of problems, like you said, the Republicans already have the upper hand on the messaging. They're using the messaging. It's effective. You can't package everything we just said with the whistleblower,
No, you can't.
Nutrition
it.
Council. It's all true, and it is what's happening. But to package that and sell it to the average, working class American, their eyes are going to roll back in their head, and they're going to say, "Stop! I can't. I don't understand."
Yeah, it's the 15-second rule.
Right.
The Dems have lost the 15-second rule to the GOP on this topic.